Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the new series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lulu Master channel, which it features the Zunbil dynasty. It's the title of the series, Zunbil, as it follows them. Not to mention it's part of the Eastern world's habit of countries named after who's the ruling dynasty. As I said, it's an Eastern thing, for the most part, depending on culture, of course. So, down here in Zabulistan, yes, Zabulistan, that we have not expanded our borders, but we did intervene by helping out one of our allies, a Mahayana Buddhist Khorasani ally of ours, who's my brother-in-law, that fought a war to take Guzgan, in which we fought against the Ghurids, which he gave us a little bit of a hard time with that. But eventually we prevailed over. It was a gamble when we finally fight them in a decisive battle, which the details are still here at the Battle of Merv over there. So these are the initial, and these are the losses and our survivors, despite the fact that they still outnumber us. But at the end, as we could give out the more details rather than me just trying to explain to you of what happened in at the climax of the first episode. It's just we really took a gamble in getting ourselves some light horsemen and horse archers from the steppe community that we decided to reinforce relations with. And they provided us some steppe warriors, and look at the job that they did regarding the total kills compared to all the other things we have. So, yeah, their armored footmen took quite a beating as they were countered by our Pamir tribesmen and the horse archers that we also brought to Hamas. And the knights, only one of ours was wounded, and that's our diviner, who's not only wounded but also suffers from consumption. We hope he gets well soon, because consumption is just not a good thing to have. Plus, he was once the bravest of the brave regarding the prowess he used to have. Now old age is catching up to him. And of course another one of ours was wounded. But keep in mind, we do not have a court physician, so we may consider looking for one. Unless we already have a highly learned character that already has as such. And this is how, he wasn't just wounded. Yeah, he was wounded by them, but they also wounded one of theirs. One of ours wounded. And then after that battle, we were able to capture this man, who is still in my prison, as he's accused of decadence by his house head. Ooh. And of course, we also captured Sultan Muhammad Zurid, in which won us the war. We were very lucky. But since you're still in my prison, 50 gold. Excellent. He'll be out of here in moments, because we don't make that much money. So any type of ransoming will be good for us. Because the issue we have is, well, listen, we got lucky. It's just Pamir tribesmen is our main force. So I think it would be wise to invest in a militia camp, which not only gives us more levies, but the station skirmishes damage and pursuit also increases, and lessening the danger around here. And if we want, cheaper the Grand Tournament for archery, if you wish to, if you can afford it. also I've been a little bit under stress, but since we're at peace now, I guess we can relax a bit. And of course, there's our neighboring area of Bost, the holy site of Bost, where all Zunists would look at each other a little bit more positively, which would be good to have. And of course, there's the other two nearby Zunist sites, one in Motan and the other in Kabul. And of course in Nishapur over there. Which is something we also have to do in the long term. Reform the Zunist faith. And then there's me. Despite our recent victories, our progress towards the next level of fame hasn't progressed too much. But we've been doing well on our end. Oh, and also, by the way, since this is the second episode, I also let the two mods update. Dark Ages got an update, and Travel the Distance mod is also updated, so you can actually visit nearby realms. Back in the old Sri Lanka series, you can only visit far-off realms, like say over there, for example. Back then, that was the only option if you want to go someplace. But now you have the option to travel someplace close, if you ever wish to, for whatever reason, unless you're in the mood to travel. But, you know, the current phase that we're in, with such things, travel is not recommended during the unrest phase. So obviously there hasn't been much progress towards concession, because some of that was done by raids, which is something we also have to do at some point. Raiding. Alliances formed between a supporter and a detractor. And a yearly drift. And for stabilization. Win a war against another evolved ruler of the same tier as a supporter of the Caliphate authority. As a supporter. Convert a detractor to Caliphate ruler. There's been a lot of that lately. Whereas for me, I'm indifferent. I'm a detractor of the Caliphate, but don't expect me to be loyal because, in my honest opinion, their influence on us is too far away. They can't do anything to us. A detractor was killed. Well, some of that must have been done by me. You know, those assassinations. And imprison a detractor. So it's likely going to go to stabilization phase, which is, well, at least it'll make things easier for us, for all of us. Oh, and I forgot to point out, since we didn't have time in that first episode, of who are those involved. Well, obviously a lot of them involved, but we're talking about faiths. Besides Islam and Zoroastrianism, the other faiths include Nestorian Christianity, Mahayana Buddhism, Shiism, and due to the rice mod that I'm using, they've also made other faiths such as Devaism, Dezoism is involved, so is Zunism, Mandaeanism, Haranianism, Manichaeism, the Yazidi faiths, yes, those. And for the cultures, besides the obvious ones, such as Khorassani, Persian, Sogdian, Assyrian, well, yes, they, and thanks to the rice mod, they also included the Pamiri and us Turco-Hephthalites. So they're involved too. So that's why we have a role in that. While our neighbor up there is an interloper, which is because he's a Shaivite Hindu. And Hindus have no role to play in the struggle unless they get more influential, which is highly unlikely. It's been going on for 4 years and they still haven't taken Bamiyan. Well, that's because they have to take 2 areas. And yet it's ruled by a man who is a very evil person. He's arrogant, he's vengeful, and he's sadistic. And he would be damned to let anyone, and I mean anyone, to take the Bamiyan region and such. But on our end, we'll just wait for the money to come in, and I'll be willing to spend and also go on a raid, which in fact we'll recover ourselves. In fact, organize the army to increase the levy size a bit, and then yes, since you were the commander of the army, you will have to march home. At least by the time he gets there, it'll be spring when he's in Ghurid territory, so he won't face any snowfall danger. And I mentioned Bost before. We finally get time moving on. Bost is ran by my cousin, who is not doing well health-wise. He's emaciated and malnourished. So, yes, modifiers are clickable now. Severe penalty, moderate penalty. And if he gets sick, if he gets ill, then he's basically going to near death. So what my cousin is doing at the moment is that he's in the middle of travel. So he must have been getting some bad travel events for the lack of food. And he's going across some dangerous territory because it's occupied. It's a war zone. He's on his way to university visit, so he's going to the House of Wisdom. And if he dies during this travel, the Emirate of Sistan and Bost will go to me. Yes, to me, and no one else. And of course that means I would be inheriting his Persian Sunni vassals, which is not going to be good. Does our culture have limited crown authority? Titles can be revoked. Yes, we do. But you need prestige for that. 127, okay. For future reference. Everybody's self-interested. The only one who isn't is my marshal, as he's a content man. You. Well, that's because of your personality. We'll increase crown authority later, when we inherit all this. So I wish ill will on my cousin. I do not want to assassinate him because kinslaying is bad. Any kind of kinslaying is bad, because that is criminal in our faith. But since I'm an independent ruler, that doesn't matter. All I have to do now is just take our time to let our forces recover, our levy size increase, and then we will go raiding on our neighboring realm. But I like to know their strength. Like, what if we just fight a war for that claimant, which of course, that'll cost prestige. I suppose since I gotta get Boast, There's the main limit. It has mud brick towers, simple pastures. They've been trying to convert the land here. Footsteps echoing down dark hallways. Misplaced papers in my study. A shadow seemed in the corner of my eye. You think someone is following you? My wife, Baneb Shen Yuying, seems to mull before nodding herself. I have noticed some suspicious things in the castle recently. I need to get out of this. Okay, good. Speaking of my wife, I would like to have a child. But to do that, I gotta seduce you. Hidden in one of the more desolate hallways, one that leads to the most private chambers as well as the castle gardens, I wait and I watch. Was it foolish to come here? Maybe if I... Footsteps. Moving quietly down the hallway, a figure emerging from the shadows. What is Ukshaya Bhavaka doing here? Ukshaya Bhavaka. That's quite a Hephthalite name. I remember the word. That is the native language, Bactrian language for Hephthalite, identification. Their native name, so to speak. He's a dishonorable villain. He's very cruel and somewhat dishonorable. That's not a good guy. I must be sure. I will continue to follow him. He serves our country, but that man needs to be looked at. I follow him, unnoticed. As we near my private chambers in the castle gardens, my heartbeat rises. What is he doing here? Distracted, I jostle a vase decorating the hallway, and it crashes to the floor. Clamor that follows almost covered his hurried steps as they fade down his corridor. He's soon lost tonight. Damnation! Need to keep an eye out. No perk. Good on you. I'm gonna need to hire a bodyguard for this. And a court physician, which nobody's got the skill for it. But the problem is, insane villain and stupid, he can't be trusted. This Pashtun man. Very vengeful, somewhat rational. 1,500 men, so we're similar strength. He's got no allies, so keep that one in mind. I noticed one day that there was a significant amount of moss growing on one of the palace's walls. It was in a secluded, lesser visited area of my residence, so it wasn't something that most people would have noticed, but it was no less an eyesore. For some reason, I could have simply let the servants remove the moss. I was feeling energetic and wanted to take care of it myself. It's better to lower stress than to gain prestige, because there's other means to get prestige. Then again, why should I care about this? I'll leave it be. Why are there so many sadists? Oh, what now? The Tyranny War. The Sogdian Buddhist is at it. What's the matter? Attempted to arrest and revoke your title. He's got no allies. Alright, we'll intervene on the matter. Again, we're not against a hostile faith here. So I'll take charge for once. Let's see what I got in order to take advantage of this. They only got light footmen. And their number of knights, or Shahanget, is it good? Again, I just wanted to prove to myself. Maybe we could just take this area and be done with it. They could try to take Goose Gun. Now keep in mind, those Sogdians, they too have frontier warriors. They do have the movement speed. So it would be good to give Ghurids more power. He does have the delay limit to get it all. Though would it be wise to engage him in combat? Would it be wise to engage him in combat? Like that makes a difference. Come on, get a move on. I want to engage him in combat. Because I do have the prowess for it. We'll engage him. In combat. Prepare to fight. Through blood and horror, he seized the chance to face up against Lulu, serving under Shala's command. After a brief look around, I did not spot any immediate threats that could disturb the upcoming duel. We've captured the general and two others, and then there's him, who's Courtiers. Not a good fighter. Alright, let's fight. That'll lower my stress, because I'm feeling brave. For a few brief moments, Guru and I paced in lazy-half circles, each watching for an opening. I heft my axe, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his axe firmly in a hand. It's an axe fight! This fight may be able till first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Guru tries, and hesitantly, to launch a quick slash at me, but the blow is easily swatted away. Because of my high intrigue, like a viper. With immense speed, I'll strike at a momentarily weak point in his guard. It becomes easier for my foe to injure himself. High increase my likelihood of success, and medium increase to my risk of injury. An opening! Try my steel, buffoon! With all my strength, I surge past his guard and launch a fervent strike with my axe, aiming to cut him down. Only the narrowest of margins stopped me from claiming bloody victory. Spotting opportunity, he lunges forwards and headbutts me hard in the face. I reel backwards, wrong-footed. My form is good, with only small errors. His stance is a disaster. My opponent's still holding off my blows well, but it seems close to faltering. Gained each other a dual handicap, but that makes him worse on that end. You got him good. Now let's do put the boot in. I'll combine a heavy attack with an unexpected kick to his vitals. Very high increase to success and injury. Plus, I'm being brave here, so that loses stress more. A blow from my axe and a kick to the gut. Determined to see my opponent toppled, I throw my entire weight into a powerful cleave that sends him reeling, following up a vicious kick. He is sent reeling, and I don't let the opportunity to go to waste, flying in a storm of quick slashes that beat him screaming to the dirt. Weakly, my foe twitches his axe hand, trying to muster up the will to defy me further. I simply ready my weapon to hack off his head until I at least hear a trembling yield. I am victorious on this one. I'll be there in 48 days, and we'll be there in 36. What now? Victory is yours. Goru's at your mercy, helpless and defenseless for the time being. The main battle is far from over. Is over. And the law that previously surrounded seems to fade away. This was merely a skirmish in the grand scheme of things, but nonetheless, on what remains of his last seconds, what would it be? Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's not an infidel. Plus, Zunism will not tolerate violence against fidels and astray. So I'll say, you're coming with me. He escapes to the chaos. Okay then. Now, we captured this commander. Is he any good? This Khorassani man? Yes. I'll be sure to recruit him when this is over. They're raiding your capital. We'll work on it from here. And I'm gonna get the loot. I have an unpressed claim of Upper Gur. That's up there now. The servants have all been sent away, and our bed is with decorative seashells. As Benebshen Yuying enters our chambers, he smiles bitterly and joins without any hesitation. With the help of hands and mouths and limbs, we affirm the devotion we swore before Zun, perhaps in a more carnal fashion than intended. Well, at least I lose stress because I'm lustful. I mean, we had a little bit of a falling out because she was angry with me, but now, as we are united in marriage, we are now united in heart. There you go. She needs to view me a little more positively. Speaking of positively, I think it would be wise to make this man more positive towards you. Have to go for this. Fabricate hook scheme is always good. If you're into blackmail and all that. I have to go down this route. Obvious is obvious. She's pregnant. Our succession. Male only, not not male preference. They oppose that for now. have your wife. Pay up before you surrender. Now, I exit my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A jumble of tents, shelters, and stalls arranged in a higgledy-piggledy under a weeping sky. Flags and standards flutter in the fading light. The work is endless. There is morass of mud and bodies. The air is foul and musty beneath the canopy of tarps that cover the tents. A sweet scent of horses and sweat and leather intermingled with the mixtures of blood and dried shit that cake our boots and cloaks. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards, head to the edge of the camp. The Otak of the Caliph stands before me. A shrouded graveyard in the fields between the dead lie in a heap of massive piles. Makeshift defenses of the onslaught of arrows. I scan the ruins of stone houses with lightless windows and crumbled walls. Shocked survivors stumble through the streets. For once, well, wait. Oh, they won't like me if I... Okay. Limited looting. I didn't want that to happen in this land. And imprison everyone you see. I didn't want to loot the land because that's going to be our allies' territory. A Chinese administrator. Aha! Pay more money to me. Alright, on my way back. Although I don't like to travel in mountains. My Delani. Yeah, he's angry with me. Plus, hostile faith. You know, we viewed him as a stray. But look at him! Now, this is the man you would want in your army. Recruit him! He can keep his faith because we viewed him as a stray. And he too would also be a good commander. Well, actually, we're trying to bring him back to court because all the prisoners are being transferred here, so please wait. You may not like me, but you will learn to respect me. We're back. Okay. Get this. How's my cousin doing? Oh, he's back from his study, I assume. Unknown plant rash? And he's got lover's pox? Who did he? Hey, I got something for you to do. Go find secrets on my cousin. He's got to have a lover. Unless he did something over there in the House of Wisdom. Over there. Probably met some woman that he liked and that happened. As I stated before, I wish ill will on my cousin so I can inherit the land. I may even raid his land. I don't want to assassinate him, because kinslaying is frowned upon. Oh, he died of consumption. He was one of the good ones. The new diviner does not endorse me. Fine. I'll sway you later. It's better to get him on our side. I cannot work like this, my tax collector Baka exclaims, frustrated and dejected. Every court of the Zamindawashadam is a sad place where greed reigns over efficiency and justice, hampering all my efforts. Good tax farming needs competent magistrates to keep the local magnates in check, to make your rules seem righteous and your claim and the tax is justified. You must give me funds to employ more and better people for the courts, and the authority to fire all the imbeciles currently housed there. By all means, I will provide what you need. Even though we only have one taxpayer, but... Okay, he's got good aptitude now. But it makes a little difference, but that's in preparation for our land inheritance. Oh, you've been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. Now we have a perfect little son. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit the Zamindawasha? Again, all these Hephthalite names, or Bactrian names in this case. Some of which may be impronounceable to Western viewers. Plus, what would it sound good in my ears? Gunavaman. It sounds a little Sanskrit-y. Sounds Indian influenced. So Gunavaman will be the name. We got a raid going on. Oh, I thought of a place to raid. You know, that's a scary individual. All babies cry, but with little Gunavaman, there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. Your son's not gaining weight as he should. He'll take good care of my lord, but in the end, his life's fate is in his hands. Hush now, Gunavaman. Please don't cry. Hey, prisoners. Any of you got high learning? Because some of you may qualify to be a physician. You there. Well, I don't know, because... Okay. I'm willing to gamble on that. I'm gonna recruit you. I'm going to make you the court physician because you have the highest learning skill out of all. But then again, your laziness might be a factor. No, it doesn't affect it, but it'll do. She may not like me, but she's intimidated me, so she won't do anything to me. At least, to my knowledge. Learning Sogdian is hard. Really hard. I feel like there's no more room in my head. It's full. And as soon as one word enters my mind, another one falls into the abyss of forgetfulness. I struggle with every lesson, and I'm making no progress whatsoever. Perhaps I need a break. No matter how hard it is, I must persevere. Plus his forces are so small. Perhaps we should raid him. He's probably got a family. Yeah. I just hope that my child survives. And I'll consider getting concubines. House Unity has changed a lot of the competitive. Oh yeah, I never really messed with that. Because now it's competitive. Which competition in a family can be a healthy thing. It pushes the members in his house to best one another. It may be on the battlefield or to attempt to secure the throne. So what it does now is that the house succession law is competitive succession, which is that all children inherit equally. So titles will be divided equally between your children. And vassals from your house gain a claim on your primary title. And rulers may use the invasion cast spell once in every 10 years. And the house members can use the fabricate hook scheme against each other. House members may challenge their house head in order to take their place. House vassals are more likely to create claimant factions. Cast spell is cheaper, but monthly lifestyles are a bit reduced. And we can do these decisions to enforce the intrigue network, to enlist the house members in protecting against and executing hostile schemes. Organize house members' war, which guides the members of my house to more frequently wage war. And also demand your house members to share logistics supply to better accommodate the needs of the army. It's for intrigue network. That's for organize war rulers who would adopt the warlike economical archetype. Best shared army logistics. Yes, sir. Although you could steer it, you know, this way, but that costs you piety. As I said before, we should consider raiding Herat. Because there's money there. Because I want to get a bit of payback on them. No secret. Get a strong hook on who? The head missionary? No. Try again. So yeah, let's raid. In case we get into a fight, we have a holy warrior. At least we have our military engineer if we were ever on the offensive. Not to mention reckless. Don't want to put myself in command. I need to be here. It doesn't matter which way you go, as long as it goes this way. Actually, it does matter where it goes. Okay, this way then. There you go. Anything that'll take us less attrition upon getting there. Even though we're not bringing our cavalry, that's for wartime. Peasant uprising. Your mess. My steward, Khan, approached me with Baka, my tax collector, trailing close behind. Baka's been performing especially well as of late. He's shown a profound skill in the art of diplomacy. I would say these do for some form of accommodation, my liege. After all, holding this skill may mean more gold in the realm's coffers. Now listen, we gain a little bit of respect to each other these days, but I'll say I have no time to inflate your ego. So, increase your diplomacy skill, which will increase your aptitude slightly, but I gain the prestige, which is a bigger priority at this point. You finally lost the war against Bamiyan. It retains its independence. It bows to no one. Today was a very quiet and boring day. At court, nothing exciting happened. Excitement isn't always desirable, so I'm glad. People always say they want excitement in their lives, but they also wish for good things first. After all, excitement isn't always good. I'll lose the stress because I'm shy. More levies for us. Our alliance with Ghazna has expired. My sister died. Childbirth. And stillborn. Oh. They're raising their troops. To the impeccable Zamindawasha Firuz Zunbil. This curious animal reminded me of you, and I am certain it will bring you much joy. It is given the name Devraz, and I assure you it's a badger of great character. Oh yeah, I never brought this up in one of the mods that I'm using for this series. Pets Expanded. So it's more than just cats and dogs, but there's all different kinds of pets. So do I want a badger? Or, again, we have low income, so I don't think we can afford animal care at this point. So I'll say, get this creature out of my sight. Sell him for 10 gold. I don't need a badger right now. If I want a pet, I ask for it. Ah, hell. You're fighting in his place now. Capture the sun. Give us the money. Quick, retreat to the mountains. They'll never catch us up here. Lots of hard work. Nothing. It is impossible to learn the Sogdian language. No matter how hard I try, I speak like a barely weaned baby and write like an unlettered blind serf who's missing most of their fingers. Ah, this is a waste of time. No, I need to start over and do it right this time. I'll take it. Ruling has been such an exhausting work as late. It is like no subject of Zunbil can wipe their arse without my express instruction. I was in the middle of planning a small getaway to a local brothel, where I intend to remain until I'm chafed and aching. When the siren comes ushered to me babbling about some new trivial catastrophe. Sod this, I'm off to the whorehouse. I'll become rakish. Firuz spends so much time in the brothel that it becomes his second home, because of his lustful character. But don't go to no brothel, because it'll give you lover's fox. Remember, you cannot raid your allies. While performing duties, my spy master Noshal discovered a secret held by Ninda, the mufti of my cousin Embezzler. Oh yes, he was his regent when he went to the House of Wisdom. Embezzler. Got a weak hook on him. For whatever reason, maybe. He wants to protect his secret, huh? Ambitious he is. Whether it's a misguided sense of pride or a fear of some greater reprisal, Nindev claims that I have no sway over him. Well, you are exposed. Okay, deliver the loot. I guess we got away from them successfully. And disband because we have an increased levy size now. Come on, cousin. Drop dead. Get syphilis of the eyes or something. The way I just said it. Because I do not want to be the man who is going to assassinate you. I don't want to start that plot. Unless he's married, then I have to take action. I'd like to have desert agriculture. Reduced costs for holding a feast, which is something we ought to do these days, in order to gain more prestige. As I take notice of the performance of Marag in a council, or among the informal vassal meetings, I sense he's ever more influential in the decisions being made and the advice being given to me. It is no wonder that this political mastery improves his contributions and long-standing influence at large. A talented one. What the hell's happened up there? Peasant uprising and is losing. They took Cabal. Okay, till another 5 months. Find one more secret that I want you to check out the espionage, and maybe we can take Gazna off of them. Because I can't conquer it whole. Because we do not have that level of fame, but at minimum, we can take Gazna, a former ally, which I would never call them into action. But the Ghurids can help us. Even though you're going to be fighting up in the rugged mountains. But they're definitely going to be weakened by this peasant uprising. Which this Sarite man here is definitely going to cost him. Today, a number of visiting merchants have presented me with the gift of Dana Jiru, an Indian spice mix made using mainly roasted ground cumin and coriander, mixed with other spices for my cook's use. Delicious. It's from Western India. Small health boost, bit of prestige gain for the next 3 years. But the real question is, what did they do to make them mad? 1 year in debt, harsh rule. Oh yes, Bamiyan has all the riches now. And addition of having Pangaea, which is a home to this mining settlement there. Our first dynasty legacy. Now, because of the theme here, for this part of the series, I think we should go, I mean, normally, because of the circumstances of lack of money and a couple of other things, and other benefits, like I would normally go for this. But to be real honest, I think we should go for this one. Especially with the tax jurisdiction, since we plan on expanding our realm in the future, that we got to get more taxpayers. So sense of purpose would be first for another tax jurisdiction. And the aptitude for the Master Assassin, Court Scholar, Chief Cuddy, Lady in Waiting, and Royal Architect court positions increased. But then again, these days we Turco-Hephthalites have been Iranized or Persianized, whatever is the correct word for it, for a few centuries now, so it makes sense to go for brilliance. Plus we call ourselves Shah, so we're using Persian terms at times. That's why they call me the Zamindawa Shah. I have a daughter, Uma. Very simple. I only have one taxpayer, so we can't really appoint another one at the moment. Need to expand our realm for that. And boy, we do plan on expanding. Because we need to completely control Zunbil, which to do that, we need to take Gazna. And then be an independent ruler who's of king rank or holds at least 12 counties. And remain pagan. Alright, come here. I need to know their strength. Do they have allies? No, they do not. Got 4 months to check out. Okay. Anything else you want to think about? There was this decision to restore the idol of Zun at Zamindawar. So one of these has to be higher than the drink. You got to be a kingdom. If you're not a kingdom, then increase the realm size to 8. And also have to be devoted servant. Although the best way to gain piety is to go on a pilgrimage. Or to perform a goat sacrifice, which is a cheaper option. A short pilgrimage to Boast wouldn't hurt. But there are other places, you know. If you're going to do a pious pilgrimage. There's Multan, Cabal. Boast is right next door. And the furthest one out there is over in Egypt. Very expensive. But you should do that during when it becomes more stabilized. Because travel's not recommended. I just want to know how weak Kabulistan gets. And we'll take advantage of the chaos. Am I crazy? The realm's broken. What happened? Disillusion faction? Destroyed. I guess I wasn't paying attention. It's destroyed. Even somehow these people also split from the Abbasids. In fact, those are foreigners. Cindy, Pasi. Well, cousin, looks like we're independent, you and I. Although you could go to war to get this land, which I would gain the contested title, and he'll serve under me. It's cheaper that way, but I also have these vassals, which, of course, that also means there'll be an uprising thereafter. But I think it would be more valuable to take Bust than to take the whole title. Because, you know, the man's going to be dead anyway. If we meet each other in battle, or whatever happens. You killed someone? Burn at the stake. Oh, I see. Witchcraft related. That's understandable. Okay, check the strength of them. Well, I want to know their strength. Unfortunately, Ibrahim is not around anymore. It is a shame. I was looking at him how to pitch my accent while learning Sogdian. That said, no need to cut my studies short. I just need find someone else to emulate. Maybe he is a beautiful accent, so let's go with him. And about Ghurids, there was an independence war, so even they're breaking away from the Samanid. Sir Daya claim, another claim. Clearly, there's turmoil in the Samanid realm, much like there was turmoil down here. But I fear that the Ghurids will take the initiative and start gobbling up this territory. At least it makes us feel a little safe. And our other dangerous neighbor, well, they're being a bit busy. Attacked by the Hindus from Gujarat. They took my niece. They took my niece. 80%. So they're gonna head to Purushapura, likely. We have to do baby steps. Take Gazna, then take Bust. Don't take the whole everything. Gazna, it does have a temple holding, it does have a city. Plus, our people live there. But they're Mahayana Buddhists, which is fine. Only over 500 men. Alright. Now I want to know the strength of Sistan, or Sakistan it was then called. Move rally point to here. Take Gazna, take Kabul as capital for the war score, and we are golden. Granted independence, that's what happened. Granted 2 realms independence, and then the rest of it just collapsed. He had no power. Plus, he's paranoid and calm, so he took the coward's way out. Beware of Bamiyan, though. Met a horrible end to sanguine purge at the orders of what the heck? That man's clearly evil. Did not just well, but it's a purge. He is sadistic. By Zun, a cruel Buddhist is ruling the land where the statues are. They have 1,300 men down there, so strength is slightly similar. Unless we could bring an ally with us, and then we're good to go. And since my daughter is healthy, I think we can have another ally, but where? I got an idea. Oh, then again, my son is sickly, so... Good development? Yes? Maybe I'd like to have you on our side, despite like you're an evil bastard. We do need another ally to be neighboring of another Buddhist realm. And also to help us take on the Shahi. Because you gave them a beating. And since he just killed his wife, and he probably doesn't expect to remarry anytime soon. Like, look at him! So it would be wise to ally with this evil man. Plus he's got 2 castles, 2 baronies, so that adds plenty of strength to it. We're just something I have to ask him. By the way, what's your... Okay, he's close to giving the information. And I'll be sure to pay a visit to your statues in the future. I say his statues as if he's the owner of it. Well, he rules the land where these are located. Plus, we're Turco-Hephthalites, so we gotta stick together. Oh, he's married. Do I really want to tarnish his reputation? Do I really want to murder my cousin so I can inherit the land without having to go to war for it? That means I get bossed. Where does Orange go? Goes to me too. But I'd be over the limit. Well, actually, Rukaj, since that's a city holding, I have to give that away and turn it to a Republic vassal. Plan on doing that. And plus, I may inherit his men-at-arms. Capable family, my eye. Oh wait, that's part of Zunbil house, the one I did. If I'm going to be accused as a murderer, if they're going to call me a murderer, so be it. I'm willing to do it. Support this game. Help me out with this. We're going to go kill my cousin before he impregnates either of them. And the children will inherit the land. But I want it all for myself. And we'll deal with the Muslim vassals later should they rise up against me. Yep. Let's make that move now. We're moving things now. Take Ghazna, so we could properly control all of Zabulistan. But of course, I'll still be over the limit. Let's do it. I'll lead. No, we have this man. Advantage at desert mountains. He's a dynamite. You know what to do. Do I have to actually be equal for this? Actually, try again. Move here. Then you can appoint him. Plus military engineer. Takes less time. This way. Call Bamiyan. Leave Ghurid alone. See that strength? Plus he's got siege weapons. And he's got Pamir tribes too. No wonder why they're so resistant. They're in retreat. He may have more to the advantage, but look at this man. Desert warrior. He'll fight well in desert mountains as well. Of course, that two-faced Noshrad would cause problems. He fails to take proper precautions when moving around. And Zared Shah's Hermit's court. And Zared Shah started to notice. It's only a matter of time before he's discovered. Oh, hell. Yeah. He needs to take time to do better. That hurts a little. I finished reading a really good book. The characters were well written and believable. The plot was gripping and intense. And the themes and messages were thought-provoking, but not in a patronizing manner. Wow! It had been a long time since I encountered such a story. I keep thinking about it constantly throughout the day. Let it inspire me in my work. I gained a prestige. They can take Kabul, while I'll take Ghazna. We don't need to bring the Ghurids over here at the moment. But if they can come to me, good. That'll be much better. He's still sickly, so I think he may live. There is no end to the opinions and wants of my son and heir, Gunavarman. Half of the time he's trying to tell me what to do instead of the other way around. Formidable or aggravating, it's a fine line to walk. Bossy, eh? And already betrothed to the daughter of the Shabamian house. Daughter of Miralam. The weakness that's plagued my son since his birth finally released its hold on him. Relief washes over me as I see Gunavarn running around with all the other children. May you grow strong! Separate armies. Okay. One nurses are pretty cheap. Well, there's her. And every little bit helps. Starts to endorse me. Let's go to work. Pashtun, Zunis moved from Rukaj to Zemindwa. Take the capital, we take Ghazna, we win. My beauty, Benebshen Yuying, knows a lot about how to navigate the many relationships at court. She suggests that I could pull her expertise to good use in my diplomatic overtures towards Marak. Great idea. Recently, I detected an intent by someone that can only be part of my council to smear me among the courtiers, guests, and vassals of mine that are susceptible to be influenced. This bad word about me can only be spoken about out of contempt about my person, which without proof points to perhaps to Winamag. I must be on my guard about possible future attempts to defame me again. While perhaps I'll reshuffle the council position to accommodate someone with a better opinion of myself is in order. Oh, this is stress will be the same because I'm brave. This is less penalty for prestige, so I'll attempt to disclose the true intriguer. The options available because I'm either vengeful, wrathful, callous, schemer, or have an intrigue of at least 12. While I will suffer the consequence of the bad word being said about me among those that are susceptible to it, I'll attempt to discover and find proof of who is really behind this intrigue. The success of this action depends positively on your high level of intrigue. On your level of dread, anything better than 15 will provide a bonus. I have 10. With higher dread, granted bigger bonuses. On having an intrigue education, which I do, negatively impact success chance. Low levels of dread, less than 10, which I have 10. Being lazy, which I'm not compassionate nor trusting, which would have had an impact. My prestige will be affected depending on the success of this action. I have 22 as I've been more vigilant these days. And a little bit rakish. So I'll find it. As the realm is passing by the state of warfare, if it becomes apparent there should be a way to specialize our troops for either in defense or in offense. As the supreme commander of my army, I'm the one who will gain the insights of such training. There is a drawback to this, however. As long as I perfect the art of offense or defense with my troops, I'm not spending time developing my lifestyle path, thus losing important progress is made there. Given this situation, I have several paths to consider. This affects intrigue lifestyle, not martial. I'll avoid wasting time on details. This is expected to be an easy war. They're likely going to go around. My Conan done, my important steward, presented me today with a proposal to implement a special tax to be paid by my subjects in my domain. That one taxpayer. I'll bring a very sizable amount of gold to my coffers in some months. However, this tax is far from being reasonable, and one can expect resistance to the collectors in my counties. With the insurance that I can even demand to collect more than my steward originally planned, I must make a decision on how to proceed. Oh, heck. Refuse the whole damn plan. On a formal meeting with my spy master, Nashal told me one of her worries regarding Muzgan, a wet nurse and physician. Her poor opinion about myself and thanks to her personality traits, Nashal fears that my life's at risk and no bodyguard could protect me from the threat in some court. As things stand, Nashal advises me it's wise to sway, dismiss, or get rid of Muzgan in order to increase my future security. In the knowledge that the threat is just theoretical, spy masters are appointed to see and prepare for the dangers at every corner, but my life could possibly be on line, but I must decide what I would do. Well, thank you for the warning. Once I get done swaying this man a bit, and then I will start swaying my physician. The rascal uncovered. My inquiry into the matter of rumors circulating about myself was a successful act of ingenious investigation and thinking. It was with a sense of victory, but relief at the same time, disgust that I learned the antics of Danos of Sawa concerning the lies for them. Now at least, compensation's in order. Job well done. Pay up! 50 gold! And 222 prestige. There we go. There's no loot here, but this is a territory that I have claimed. And Chalda is successful in taking this bit of territory. That'll keep him busy. My lord, a guard portrait of a hawk in tow. I found this creature wandering in the garden. What shall we do with it? I do have to admit, its yellow feathers look very beautiful. Do I want a hawk as a pet? You got pets of your own? Frozen grief. Guess you lost someone's. Actually, you can see. lost your best friend during a war. It happened recently. In fact, 2 months ago, in fact. Oh, sorry for your loss. Even though I'm not a greedy person, but money's kind of important, especially that we're going to expand now. And plus, we're about to get rid of my cousin. So it'll fetch a reasonable price in the market. So save the money. We're about to inherit some land that we'll have to distribute. That's my niece! Step out of my tent and rub my eyes. Siege camp sprawls out before me. A jell of hastily assembled wood and canvas shelters, yurts, teepees, lean-tos propped up everywhere with sticks or rocks. Clusters of decrepit wagons, carts jammed with food and necessities. Soldiers rotating in shifts around the perimeter. Flags snap and flail in the rain-drenched wind. Cut timbers laid stacked like a walled outside of tents. My low retainer approaches and informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge camp. The Nursery of Gazna stands for me. A shrouded graveyard and the fields. Between the dead and dying cover the field, broken regiments of warriors and crawling lines of upstanding fighters huddling beneath makeshift shelters. The cries of the injured mingle with the screams of the dying. Everywhere my gaze falls, once handsome houses are shattered, roofs are punctured, the stables are toppled. Survivors huddle silently in the street, nuzzled up against their neighbors. Muddy eyes look up to see, shuddering. This is good. You know, this is a territorial claim, so I'm gonna have to do with this once. Spare it, and imprison everyone you see. So we're gonna start ransoming you. Because I want money. Urgun is another land that I have a claim to. Can't take it right now, but it is part of Punjab rather than Kabulistan. Plus I don't know where the army went, but we may have to break off. Bandits running rampant. Let's go. The Iranian intermezzo has entered transition to stabilization, so this is what this is about now. Despite brewing the troubles, the Caliph still commands respect. Rebellions and factionalism are on a back foot, but the lords of Persia will not be brought easily to heel. Though this tension might spiral to unrest, which would mean more chaos to come. But right now, it looks like it's headed towards concession. Because there's been raids recently. And a natural drift. As well as ransoming. Especially on my end. Now here's the effects. Sending a ward will establish a truce with the Guardian. Invasion and conquest allies are unavailable. Fair. You know, give us a break. Men-at-arms recruitment costs reduced, as well as the maintenance to be reduced, while the glory-hound personality of energy and boldness is increased. For culture, learning a new language provides prestige. That's why I'm trying to learn Sogdian here. Granting a title to a local noble provides prestige. Increasing the development of a country of a different culture increases cultural acceptance. Releasing prisoners of a different culture provides prestige. Oh, is that so? I still got a bunch of prisoners. I may have to release some of them soon. Opinion of same culture. The same culture opinion increase. There you go. People respect me more. Cultural acceptance gain plus 50%. For faith, form an alliance of another involved ruler provides piety. Completing buildings and temple holdings provide piety. Becoming friends of another involved ruler of the same faith provides piety. Same faith opinion, up as well, while down for minority vassals of different faith, which there'll be plenty of. Unlocks Befriend scheme for the other effects. Unlocks the Commission Epic District for independent rulers and adds a chance to grant claims. Granting independence to a non-de jure provides renown. Unlocks the Claim Throne scheme for vassals of Caliph Mutaz. Dissolution faction is less common, but claimant factions are more common. Dissolution factions cannot be used against the Sunni Caliphate or the Al Arabia. That cosmetic construction costs cheaper now, which is something we were going to have to start spending on. Whew. Ready. Come on, you're holding up the war. About to kill my cousin and get to inherit all this land. Oh, and increase crown authority. They may not like it, but we're going to have to start revoking titles should there ever be any kind of rebellion. Which of our combined strength, we can crush them. I predict it. Tonight, while admiring particularly fine bottle of wine, a thought occurred to me. Everyone knows that Sauran Shah Hurmiz of Sistan is fond of a good bottle of wine. This particular vintage would make a fine present, and it could be recorked after the addition of some poison, set with a note of anonymous animation. It just might work. He has not impregnated these women. That's good. A thoughtful gift indeed. 67%. Chance decreased sometime. So 67% chance he gets killed. 18% chance that the scheme's discovered. Let's give it a shot. Hurmiz's sister died in his sleep last night, and it would appear that nobody suspects a thing, particularly not my involvement in this. In the end, he drank himself to death. Sorry about this, cousin, but you're just a casualty of the business. We expanded our realm greatly, thus strengthening us even more. And I inherited the bowmen, which they now serve under me. Good against skirmishers. Just what we need. No one knows a thing. Okay, so now. Our first holy site under our control, and we need to convert that back. Even though it would take an eternity to have to do so, because you're not particularly skilled at this sort of thing. Although you could switch to another diviner if you wish to. Alright. Now you people. You may not like me, and there is no doubt there is a chance of rebellion once this is all settled. You are going to be taxpayers, all of you. So we go under Baka now. Leave it alone. And above the domain limit. I'm willing to give Rukaj away and make it our Republic vassal, which is something we do not typically do. But this is because of him. He may be a good steward, but what if I make him, the vassal? Well, there's no one better, and I would hate to lose him. Okay, you know what? Here. Rukaj is yours. I will get to keep Bost and Zaranj. I never made investments to the area anyway. It's not a Republic vessel, it's still a feudal county. He's clan, not republic, so that's fine. Okay, good. So all he needs to do is move to his new thing. So we have the mud brick towers, simple pastures, and over there, camel breeders. At least you'll like me a little more now. Despite our differences. As expected. Liberty faction, Independence faction. I heard a commotion in the son Gunnavarman's chambers. Hastening inside, I see the wetness, Musgan playing with Gunnavarman. My liege, perfect timing. Gunnavarman took his first step. She shouts excited. Holding my boy's hands, she tries to walk him around the room. What else can he do? So under this phase now, no conquest. There are of course always those who doubt my right to rule in this land and claim them not its rightful ruler. Yet, how can I gaze upon this land of mine and not see my connection to it? It is my realm too. I have a purpose as its master. To bring glory to my realm and dynasty. Coming from a man who just killed his cousin. And of course, don't forget, since I killed him, I also inherited his money. We can increase it more, if you wish to. Plus, castle buildings are cheaper now. Ugh. You know, if you were to have that grand temple, this would also grant you the ability to have your nearby university. Because the nearest university, if you were to go on a visit, is in Kashmir, in Srinagar. That's too far away from here. I'd rather have one that is conveniently closer to here. And you can make one in a holy site. They're allowed to do that, you know. Think. I have to give Zaranj away, because Gazna, that's Hephthalite territory, that goes to me. Hostile army. They want independence. I'm stressed again because of war. So I step out of my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A haphazard tapestry of tents and pavilions on hovels built out of some materials thrown up with no skill or artistry and clustered higgledy-piggledy among the trees. Dark tarred canvas stretched over wooden frames and shelters the tents for the nobility and those who serve them. Carved tents cover the crude ground between. Pennants snap in the stiff breeze. Everything is covered in thick sheen of gray damp like a mud-laden lake. My low retainer approaches and informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards head to the edge of the camp. The mastery of Ugun stands for me. A charred charnel heap of rubble and bodies. Empty supply carts lay gutted and burning everywhere. Gone are the cottages and strange rock formations dotted with blue wildflowers. Bodies lied scattered through the fields, and many of the women and children fled weeks ago. The gates have been demolished, shocked survivors stumble around, dazed by destruction and blood loss. I don't care what you think of me. Spare it. And imprison everyone you see. See too if you can ransom me. Some of them. Unfortunately, they're all dead. I think the peasant rabble killed them all. 5 years in debt. War score is going to increase and it'll be our victory. The sooner the war ends, the better. For my niece's sake. Gazna is back on our control. Even though brother-in-law is gonna have it, is gonna keep it. Even though I would rather have it for myself, to be real honest. No, I got it. I got it. He's gone. Could have just waited. Return to your post. Okay, give away Zaranj to somebody else. Obviously somebody that is of our culture. You'll do. Plus you gain prestige for having local nobles promoted. As attended. 1 second. "12 years! We need a seneschal. You'll have to do for now. And I got so many dang prisoners that we might as well just mass ransom everybody. Even if they give me hooks that I really don't care. But you do have enough to go on a grand tour. Got enough, you know, vassals to tour around. Even though they all hate your guts. So I don't think it'll be wise. Plus, some are just content and they're just gonna go with it. But I dare you. Unless we find something incriminating out of all of you. And I'll be willing to get rid of them. Also, you have enough income to appoint yourself some bodyguards, but Unfortunately, you know what? Here's something we haven't done yet. Invite us some knights. I'm looking. Is that something what that man from Bamiyan did? And you got enough prestige. Even though we only have one heir, so there's no reason to do that. Again, you cannot do conquests because of the current struggle phase that we're in. At least it'll give us a break, but that doesn't mean that we can do some raids. Does raid contribute to concession, or raids contribute towards concession? Okay. Good to know. So now we came out stronger. But I really need some talented people. And we got this money. Ancient Stone Monument Examination. Where? Up in Ghazna. Let me see that. Of course, because I tried to figure it out because I was looking at all the mods that I'm using. It's like, okay, which one is causing this little error there? But nevertheless, we know that there is a shrine there. This little modifier here, so we can actually go visit it a bit. Oh, I didn't read that part. So yeah, there's no danger in travel anymore. So if you wish to, you could go visit that stone monument, and maybe go visit the Buddha statues the first time. Despite what you all think of me, you're going to give me good gold and good amount of levies for this. Our realm size is 9 at the moment. What else? Okay, so I need to be a devoted servant, which I'm about to become faithful. So if you want to, you could complete that other bonus objective to take the decision to restore the idol of Zun in Zamindwa here, before we will resume our expansion, unless you have a title claimant. So we completely control Zunbil and hold at least 12 counties. We have 9 in the realm, of course. So we got what we wanted. So now the issue is, well, wait for the truce to expire between us, and then we'll go to war again to take Urgun, because I have a claim to that, and I'll get us to the realm size of 10. It's just you need to take the Shahir Mirat in order to form Kabulistan, which will cost way more. So raiding is encouraged. Heck, we may should consider raiding the Abari Sultanate, but it's a big realm. So I think that they're strong enough to keep us off of there. And maybe we can raid them again. Yes, raid all the neighborhoods. So I think raiding season is coming in the next episode, as I will try to get my stress down. And in time, we'll visit the stone monument, maybe a trip to the statues, sacrifice goats, or a pilgrimage. All those things, because I really wish to restore the idol of Zun. And then subsequently continue our expansion. And I would never betray against the Ghurids just to get a claim on that. Unless the alliance is broken, then I'd be willing to get them. There's no, there is. It's just, okay, look. Get rid of the realm as distant. If we become neighbors, then increase his opinion more. He'll be my vassal. Increase the realm size, and objective complete. Okay. Now I know my long-term plan. So, we just need to expand a little more. Or just wait until the unrest phase returns and then we're back to conquesting. So in the next episode we'll go raiding and I'll be traveling. You raid for loot, I'm gonna go explore. I'm gonna see the ancient monuments, I'm gonna see the statues, I'm gonna go on a pilgrimage, all those things. Just don't spend too much of it, okay? Try not to get too ahead of yourself. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this pretty eventful episode, unlike the first. So, we'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.